Hey everybody, Ramro here. Well, this is what I'm working on today. And some of you guys have already recognized what kind of motor this is. Yep. The dreaded Honda. I'm sure that's not what H stands for though. Probably hell. That's what's going to be working on this car today. Anyway, guy at work needs some help with his Honda, and so I told him to help him out. And what I'm doing is the problem, which you've probably already guessed if you know anything about mechanics, or at least Hondas. Anyway, what their problem is I've got to go through and replace a water pump and the timing belt. And unfortunately, with this type of vehicle, the splash guards underneath need to be removed. The fender well splash guards under the tire need to be removed. The car needs to be jacked up, put on jack stands, and then the engine needs to be jacked up, and this motor mount here needs to come off so the engine is supported and the motor mount's removed. But before that can be done, the power steering pump needs to come off and pulled out of the way. The alternator needs to be removed completely out of the vehicle. And then from there, I'll take off the distributor cap, pull the number one spark plug, and you can see by following the line where the number one goes, this is the number one here. And then go ahead and spin the harmonic balancer until I get the number one spark plug, the distributor button pointed at the number one spark plug, and I'll stick a screwdriver in that hole, a really long one. Then I'll turn the motor until the screwdriver lifts up. Once it starts going down, then lifts up again, and once it lifts up to the top and it hits the very peak of the top, as high as the screwdriver will push out, then I'll know that's number one, as long as the distributor rotor button is pointed to the number one spark plug. I'll know I'll have it at number one top dead center. And then from there, once this motor mount is removed, and I'll have access to the front of the engine, and then from there, and all the belts need to be removed as well, and the tensioners and brackets, and then that'll take me to the harmonic balancer crank pulley down there, and that bolt is going to be ridiculously hard. I'll have to remove the flywheel shrouds or the ring gear shrouds under the transmission so I can hold on to the teeth of the flywheel while I break that bolt loose, which was almost impossible the last time I done one of these. And then once the crank pulley comes off, then I can get to the outer timing cover covers here, and then behind those timing covers will be the timing belt, which will have to come out, and then the water pump will have to come out. And then once all that's done, then I can start installing the parts and putting it all back together. So this usually takes me an entire day, maybe even more than a day, depending on the weather and how many breaks I take. As you can see, there's not a single cloud in the sky. It's super warm day. I know it's going to be super just blazing heat, but a water pump, timing belt combo, because you should change them both if your Honda is overheating. Just to let you know, it's a very extensive job. If you're a certified mechanic, you might be able to knock it out in 6-8 hours, whatever, but I am nowhere even close to that, so I'm assuming from morning to night. So I'll probably get most of it done today. Hopefully I'll get done before nightfall. The time right now is 9:43 in the morning, so I'll probably start here in 15 minutes, 10 a.m. And I'll need a second person to help me hold that flywheel while I take off that crank pulley. So the water pump is like crazy amount of work on something like this, but pretty much it's to help out a friend who just can't afford the mechanic. So wish me luck, and I might do a how-to video if I can. It's just a really extensive process, so I don't know if somebody's going to want to come out here and just keep recording every hour or 10 minutes when I have a new update. So wish me luck, and hopefully I get this sucker going, running, with no leaks. A little nervous, you know. Alright guys, oh, also have to drain the radiator and disconnect the negative battery cable. And that's the only two other things I didn't mention. So hopefully I'll get this thing going by tonight.